Welcome back to How to Stick the Retirement Landing, the operating manual for men over 45. And also thank you for tuning in on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. My name is Joel Davis, and in this episode entitled Midlife Requires an Identity Upgrade, we're going to review why men must upgrade their identity at specific points and times in their lives, but especially when they're making the transition from you 2.0 to you 3.0. For many older men, work and the breadwinner role are central to masculine identity. Yet work is now diminished dramatically or goes away entirely in retirement. What the research backs up is what many of us know intuitively. For a huge chunk of men 45 plus, ego and self-worth are welded to being the provider, the expert, the one in charge. Remove or threaten that, and you see spikes in depression, anxiety, and lost identity. Men derive massive psychological meaning from being the ones in charge, being the expert, being the go-to person. And then when those roles change, depression spikes, self-worth is challenged or collapses, ego becomes very fragile, and of course confidence drops dramatically. And this is because when the paychecks stop, men lose the scoreboard that told them they were winning. Men often tie their paycheck with their identity and self-worth. So when this goes away in retirement, their old identity and self-worth is immediately removed. This is why retirement requires an identity upgrade. Men are wired to track progress. A paycheck is feedback, validation, and proof of value. Yet retirement removes the daily, weekly confirmation that I'm contributing. It's not just about income. It's about losing a measurable way to know you still matter. As mentioned earlier, when you tie your self-esteem, personal identity, and value to an external source, you are no longer in control. When your ego tries to control an external source, which is uncontrollable, anxiety is the body's natural response. This becomes a hidden chain, which we talk about in the U 3.0 lifestyle operating system. Men feel loss of command and perceived control. And remember, you can't control external things, events, or people. And yes, of course, men worry about money. When you combine these two, you can see why even a well-funded retiree will feel very hyper-aware of spending. They get very uneasy during market dips. Sometimes they're reluctant to enjoy the life they've earned, and at times still feel hollow, empty, or lost. That's because retirement removes the old roles, but it is up to you to replace it with something better. The transition from you 2.0 to you 3.0 requires a new way of thinking. And sometimes the way you think about the problem is the problem. Work provided structure, relevance, and social positioning. Retirement often removes what you did without redefining who you are now, and the result is an identity gap. Men don't miss the job. They miss being needed, consulted, counted on, feeling valued, part of something bigger, and something more important. All right, let's wrap this up with the deeper truth. Men are anxious because income stopped, but purpose didn't get replaced. Let me say that again. Men are anxious in retirement because income stopped, but purpose didn't get replaced. Savings and investments replace money, but they don't replace structure, identity, status, contribution, and relationships. So, in episode 4, we're going to review in detail how the 3 Ps, which is personal, professional, and purposeful, and the 5 Fs, faith, family, fitness, finances, and fulfillment, evolved from you 2.0 to you 3.0. All those things impact your identity, your self-esteem, and your self-worth. And if you do this correctly, you will upgrade your identity across all of those relevant dimensions of your life and address the issues that we just covered in this episode. If this episode is resonating with you, please download the free guide at our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, check out the other videos and podcasts, and please ask me anything in the community section or send me an email, joeldavisu3.0@gmail.com. I will see you in the next episode, how the 5 Fs and the 3 Ps evolve over time. This is a fantastic overview of when and how priorities change over time and where the systematic breakdowns occur in life.